Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne. We are backstage at Slam Dunk Festival 2023, and the guys from Movements join me now. Hello, gentlemen. How are we?
Hey, good. How are you?
Not
Doing
too bad.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Welcome back to the UK. Let's start right there. And, you know, Slam Dunk, it's always such a massive moment in the festival calendar. The sun's shining. It's got to feel like a really nice way to basically kick off your album campaign here, guys.
Absolutely.
It's a good start to it, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing about Slam Dunk for years and haven't had, I mean, I think at one point we were supposed to play and then couldn't, and then, you know, so being able to finally be here after however many, you know, long years of waiting, it's good, man. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, before we get to new music stuff and everything, I mean, were you guys just in Australia? When was that? Like, that was very recently, right?
Yeah,
you guys have been
March.
touring hard, man. That's got to be really nice to be able to finally, after all this time away. I mean, it feels like a long time ago, but also, you know, very, very recently. You finally get to get out there and see the people again. It's got to be nice.
Man.
Yeah, it's great to just get back out after the pandemic, you know, hit all these places we haven't hit in years, you know, so we're stoked.
Nice. Well, new album. It's not a secret anymore. It is out there. People can go pre-order it now.
Yeah.
It is called Ruckus. Now, first of all, I'm sucker for an exclamation point at the end of a title, so Google us on that. I like that straight away. Talk to me about that title, though. It's nice. It's evocative. I love a big statement like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where I was just trying to find, I knew I wanted it to be a one-word album title. You know, I wanted it to be short and sweet, and I was really looking for a word that I felt encompassed the vibe and the energy of the record. And there's so much, you know, energy, there's so much liveliness, there's so much going on this record, and there's such a diverse amount of, or I guess a diverse, they're a very diverse group of songs, right? You know, sonically, there's not really one lane, there's kind of multiple lanes that are all doing different things. And I loved the idea of it just being a ruckus, you know, and that it was just sort of a weird mash of everything that we've always wanted to do and have done in the past and have tried to branch into and whatever, you know, all shoved into one thing. And that's how I came up with it. I don't know. Ruckus just worked.
It does work. Well, I mean, it's interesting when you talk about the kind of the mix of stuff in there, because even in like press release and all that stuff, you talk about influences like a band like The Strokes, who I love, right? But I would never have expected you guys to cite them as an influence before. Tell me about some of the bands you were listening to, and I guess how those newer influences have manifested this time around.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like so weird because with this record, we kind of just went in the studio with like a couple riffs here and there, you know, like we weren't necessarily like listening to something and be like, oh, let's write something like this. You know, it all kind of came naturally, and then every now and then, like for their song Lead Pipe, you know, we were just like, it's kind of got like a White Stripes kind of vibe to it or something. Like, let's kind of like do that our way, you know? And so, I don't know, the influences kind of came as like the riffs and like the melodies and stuff came, you know?
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
It was super natural, you know, like the whole process was extremely just like, you know, we're gonna sit down in a room together and we're gonna write something that we want to write just because it sounds cool, you know, like no expectations, no preconceived notions about what the songs needed to be or what the album needed to be as a whole. We just decided that we wanted to, you know, do our own thing and kind of create an album that we'd never made before, you know what I mean? In multiple ways.
No, but that's great to see. You know, it's nice when you're able to stretch yourselves and push yourselves and kind of, because it keeps you interested if nothing else, and really kind of opens up to new audiences too. And speaking of that, few singles out there now, of course, but Fail you just kind of dropped very, very recently. Tell me a little bit about the writing process by that, because again, you must be kind of delighted seeing, you know, it's a nice reaction from your fans already. It's really cool. It's
funny, we were like, wow, there's like no hate on this song, which is unusual for our last few releases. But no, I mean, I think it's funny. Like, Fail You is definitely one of those songs that I think it's a classic Movement song with a new Movement's flair. You know, that's one of the songs where you're really gonna hear the old stuff kind of coming through again. You know, it's stuff that we've kind of been known for in the past and whatnot, but wrapped up and plated and, you know, in a shiny new package and whatever. It's got a new paint job on it. So the writing process for that one was like, shit, dude, I don't even remember.
It went like kind of quick. It was like the main like intro, like the verse.
Yeah,
riff,
yeah.
I was just like, we were like kind of getting ready to write the song, and I was just like sitting there just like noodling, and I was like, I played that riff, and then our producer was like, let's just start there, let's go, and then we just tracked drums, like, and it just took off, and I don't know, it was kind of a very natural one.
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's so cool to hear, man. Because I think a new paint job is a very, very good description, by the way, because it's
Absolutely.
definitely still got the core of what you guys do and what people
Yeah.
like about your band, right? It's
Yeah.
just, it's finding new colors, I guess, finding new shades to kind of play around
Absolutely,
with.
yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. In terms of the rest of the year, then, you know, big live shows today, which is great. What is the rest of the year looking like for you beyond album stuff? Are we thinking about more touring plans? Are we coming back to the UK, all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing is like official yet for the UK, but right now officially, it's a full US headliner in the fall, so like September, October, and then hopefully coming back to the UK and Europe for like late fall to early winter times.
great.
Maybe like November, December.
Oh, great.
But that's like not official yet. That's just
fingers crossed.
That's like the ideal, you know, hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to get back then.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
But if not then, although I really hope it's then, sometime next year.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed. We'd love to see you guys coming out here and playing those new songs. Before I let you go, because it's a busy day, there's one question we've been asking absolutely everybody here today, because it feels like quite a vintage year for Slam Dunk. It's a really strong lineup this weekend, I gotta say. So, if you could work with anyone who was here at the festival today, are there any bands that you would love to collaborate with, love to work with that are here for Slam Dunk?
Oh, there's so many.
I know, it's a big
honestly.
one. It's a big
like,
one.
we pulled up and I was just like, I didn't even know some of these people were playing, you know? Gosh, that's such a...
Yeah,
I'm not
look,
sure.
don't crucify me for this. I am not very familiar with the lineup at all.
That's fair.
I genuinely don't know who's playing.
You have very recently got back from an Australian
Yeah,
tour. You are still jet lagged. It's all fine.
Yeah, but I will say that the teenager in me and like the emo kid in me would say Under Oath, because they're still one of my favorite bands to this day. And although they're like, you know, friends of ours now, we've worked and met with Tim a whole bunch from that band, and you know they're great dudes. I think the fanboy in me would still say, yeah, I would really love to work with Under Oath.
Amazing.
Yeah, same. Or just even some of like our peers, you know, like doing like Boston Manor, we're just best friends, you know, and be cool to do something together like musically in the future, you know, could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair play. No, good choices. Good choice. We'd love to see it. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. I
Thanks,
can't wait
man.
to catch up with you soon. All right.
Yeah,
Good to see you
thank
as
you for
always.
having us.
All right. Movements, everybody.